I'm Joseph, just a simple carpenter from Nazareth. But that night changed everything. Nazareth, a quiet town where gossip travels faster than the wind. That's where our story begins. Mary and I, we were just starting our life together. Young, hopeful, naive to the ways of the world. Then came the news of her condition. Pregnant, they said. But how? I had my doubts, sure. Who wouldn't? But then the angel appeared to me in a dream. Said the child was of God. Who was I to argue with the Almighty? Then came the decree, a census they called it. Emperor Augustus flexing his power from Rome. We had to travel to Bethlehem, my ancestral home. A journey of nearly 90 miles, and Mary, in her condition, the road was treacherous. Every step was a prayer. Finally, we saw it, Bethlehem, a city on a hill promising rest. But little did we know. The city was chaos, every inn, every house packed to the rafters. No room for us anywhere. Door after door, the same response. No room. Then, a glimmer of hope. An innkeeper, his eyes filled with pity, offered us his stable. Not much, but it was shelter. Straw for a bed, animals for company. We made do. That night it happened. Mary's time came. I've never felt so helpless, so in awe. The pain in her eyes, the determination in her face. Mary was stronger than I could ever be. Hours passed like years. The stable filled with the sounds of labor, of life struggling to emerge. And then, silence. A moment suspended in time. The cry of a newborn pierced the night. Jesus, we named him, just as we were told. I wrapped him in cloth, laid him in a manger. A feeding trough for animals, for the Son of God. Then they came, shepherds first, their eyes wide with wonder. Speaking of angels and glory in the highest, they knelt before the manger, these rough men of the fields. Tears in their eyes, worship on their lips. Later came the wise men from the east, learned men following a star, bearing gifts fit for a king, gold, frankincense, and myrrh, precious things for a precious child. But what use were they in a stable? Their journey had been long and arduous, guided by faith and a celestial sign. As the night wore on, the visitors left. Silence fell once more. Just us three, a holy family. I watched Mary cradle our son, her face glowing with a love I couldn't comprehend. In that moment, I knew nothing would ever be the same again. The world had changed, and we with it. A simple carpenter and his wife, entrusted with the very Son of God. What a tale to tell. A responsibility beyond measure, yet a blessing beyond compare. The story of that night has been told countless times. But for me, for Mary, it was our reality. A night that changed everything. A night that brought hope to a world in darkness. Our time in Bethlehem was coming to an end. A new chapter awaited us, filled with both promise and peril. And it all began in a humble stable in Bethlehem, with a child in a manger and the love of a mother and father.